Hi, Coach. Team finished off on a pretty good run to take the game. Thoughts on tonight?
Well, I thought we came out and we started the game pretty well. And probably after about the first 6 minutes, boy, did we go into a tailspin there. We lost our rhythm. A couple of kids got in foul trouble. So, Logan and Rod, and that affected us certainly. And then they played better, and they continued to play well down the stretch of the first half. And really, we were just in survival mode. Mike was struggling. Dylan has been sick and dealing with tonsillitis and all of that, so he looked like he was absolutely gassed up there in the first half and trying to do too much, and looked like he had even lost his rhythm, from not being in practice and things like that. And then in the second half, and in the first half, they do a good job on the boards. They dominate us on the boards, and quite frankly, we just looked like we just weren't there for a time there. Second half starts slow for both teams, and probably the biggest difference for us is that we're able to rebound much better in the second half. I thought we did a better job of defending them. Ramsey was really a factor in the first half. I thought we did a better job there on Ramsey. And then finally, we got a couple buckets in transition, some things around the rim. And we were able to make our free throws down the stretch. So as it played out, we don't shoot a great clip from the field, but, neither do they. But we're 12 of 18 from the foul line, but we're 10 of 12 in the second half, which was pretty important.
Michael scores the last 10 points of the game for you guys in that last 2:34. It's almost like flipping on a light switch. He said his teammates keep telling him to be aggressive and quit passing up open shots. Is there still a little bit of freshman timidity there that he's dealing with?
Well, I think it's like I said, I think a little bit of it was the rhythm. It's amazing what can happen in a couple of days when you're out of practice, you're sick, and you kind of lose your rhythm a little bit. But I think the other part of that also is that they were very physical with him, and for Michael, everything that he is seeing is new, and how teams are going to try to make him work, take him out of the game, or whatever they may have to do. And one of the things he's having to learn is you got to be able to play the game. Get a feel for how teams guard, and you still be aggressive, still make adjustments, and some games you have to do it a different way. And then he's got to, and Michael's a pretty doggone good finisher around the rim, but he's got to concentrate a little bit more early in the game. He keeps missing little bunnies here and there, and you watch him go down to the other end, and he lets that affect him. And I'm getting on him about, you got to let it go, sprint back. And, there was a time I pulled him because one time he missed an easy one and he didn't sprint back on defense. So, of course, I wasn't happy with that. But, I didn't realize he scored the last 10 points. But, the kid's talented. He's got ability. He's got talent. He goes through some points where he has probably some bonehead plays, he would admit. But, a terrific kid. And he's just got to continue to grow and have an open mind, a willing mind to continue to get better as a player.
I don't know if there's exactly an answer to it at this point, other than the fact that they're pretty young. But I suppose it would be nice if they were able to put consistency into their shooting, because it seems like obviously from 51% down to 33%, but you'll have these streaks where, say, Jake's hitting and this person's hitting, this person's hitting, then all of a sudden it's just like it goes from big time to nothing. Do you think this team is at some point going to be capable of putting together either longer stretches or two halves where they're really producing?
Yeah, I do. I think part of that, too, I think you could say that we're still in the discovery of roles. They're not quite settled. And I think anytime what happens with a role is that when you settle in that role, not only do you become comfortable, but you know what you can do, you know what the expectations are, you know how you help your team. And that makes it a lot easier as you head into a game. You can really get locked in focus. Obviously, it's, I got to guard, I got to defend, I've got to rebound, but there's more to it, and understanding, how do I help my team win? What are the things that we do that helps the team win? And, can I maybe pass up a shot that I really want to take that's open, and maybe I pass it up and make one more to one of my teammates who we know we need him to make shots because that's what he does or whatever. And I think that's all part of, roles as they become defined. And obviously, we've started really defining them. But, we still also have some freshmen who are growing and who get better and better. Marcus wasn't his normal self tonight. He makes a big play for us there late in the game when he makes the move on the post. But I didn't think he had his normal energy and his normal pep in his step. And, typically if Marcus plays 25 minutes, I can count on 5 or 6 rebounds, but, rebounding for the most part, we weren't very active and focused on the boards. I thought one of the things that helped us was when we, a couple times there late in the game, we changed defenses and they turned it over. That seemed to affect them, and we got a couple of possessions where they struggled. We went to a zone and pressured out of the zone, and just to take them out of rhythm because they're such a good team at driving the basketball and really creating some problems. So sometimes you're just trying to look for something to get them out of that rhythm.
Yeah, they had a 12-5 advantage on second chance points, which partially goes to the rebounds, especially in the first half. But you were 20-9 in terms of turnovers in that. Did you feel like, in the second half that the defense was that much better? And I know there at the end there seemed like to be a lot of pressure in that.
Right.
Was that mainly switching the defenses?
Yeah, well, I think switching the defenses helped, and quite frankly, as crazy as it sounds, I thought Jake Bischoff gave our team some energy. Put him in for the 4-minute stretch, and he seemed to settle us down offensively, and the guys in the bench got involved. They were happy. They were fired up, and he didn't do anything great. But he came in, he executed, and we got energy from him, and we were able to get some action and everything else. So I thought that helped our energy level there in the second half, particularly at a point when Mike went through a little struggle there in the second half. He had picked up a foul, struggled, he'd driven, lost the ball, a couple of different things like that. And then once he came back in, he seemed to, get better and settle down. And I guess he, as you said, he scored our last 10 points of the half, so of the game. So that helps. That's a lot of good coaching there, boy. Whew.
It looks like they're trying to share the ball, but a lot of these passes, maybe more so in the first half, aren't getting from point A to point B for one reason or another.
We went through stretch. We didn't make good decisions. We didn't pass the ball well, and we've got to be better at that. Listen, you can't have 18 turnovers. Okay, that's too many. Not if you're serious about trying to win games. You'll hear me and I talk about trying to be under 10. Maybe 12, that's the number, but you can't have 18 possessions where you don't even get an opportunity to get a shot up, and some of those turnovers were just bad turnovers. So we've got to do better than that. We've got to be more efficient offensively, and they'll get a chance to go home, but when they come back, we'll do some work on some things, and this will be a good time for us to grow some of our offense and to really be able to lock in on the details. That's
Thanks,
it.
Coach.
You guys have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy the season. Okay.
Great. I guess first of all, Logan, how much of the halftime talk was focused on rebounding?
Basically, the whole talk was we didn't rebound at all the first half. We got, I think it was 20-9, Coach said. So that was our main focus, was to just rebound and then bring energy. So.
Your turn.
He's only 6'6", but the Ramsey guy seemed like he was, for lack of a better term, crafty sort of player. He seemed to be able to get to the spots and do a lot for somebody of that height. How was it working against him?
He like you said, he was a crafty guy. He was a smart guy too. So whenever we were standing straight up without our knees bent, he would just take advantage of that, and then on the glass he would just get us out of place and just push us. So
first half, both teams were shooting like 50%. Second half, it went considerably down. In fact, I don't know, Michael, without your driving at the end, I'm not sure what the percentage would have ended up with, but any particular thing, just an extended cold spell as far as?
Yeah, I think it was. I think we just came out too nervous in the second half because we wanted to play good the whole game. But as we went along in the second half, shots started falling, and we just started getting in a routine, and we just started rolling from there.
Not all the time, but there are times when it seems like maybe somebody here and there is, appears to be a little tentative or something. Maybe there's a brick or maybe there's a whatever. Is it possible that there's guys from time to time, a little tentative on the shot?
I think so. At times there can be. Like Lowe passed up one in the first half. He had a layup on, but he passed the rod under the basket and turned it over. If you're that close, I would just say just shoot it. Don't worry about the assist. But as we went along, we just got more into the flow.
I thought I'd heard something about maybe earlier in the week or so you weren't feeling too well or something.
Yeah,
How you doing now?
I had tonsillitis, and I just overcame it, but I was a little fatigued during the game running up and down the court.
Still this one? Or-
Yeah.
Okay. Logan, you feel like you seem to be getting a little bit more of a flow to your game and everything right now. How's it developing for you?
I say really well. I'm just trying to take what the defense gives me, not trying to rush my shots or anything, trying to just go with the flow of the game and get my teammates involved, so it's working.
So, Michael, you end the game on a personal 10-2 run. You scored 10 straight points there in the last 2:34. Where'd that come from all of a sudden?
My teammates kept telling me to be aggressive and quit passing up easy looks. So, I mean, they put the ball in my hands for a reason, and they give me trust and everything. So I try to guide the team in the right way and try to do everything I can.